Hello, hello, hello. Dr. Alan Harper here, your Secure Vibe coder. And we are in for another live Secure Vibe coding session. We are building this app called User Vibes OS AI, and that app is live. You can go check it out. The purpose of this app is to provide an AI enhanced one stop shop for developers to collect vibes from their users throughout the user journey lifecycle. So, whether that user is landing on the landing page or filling out a survey or a wait list or email list or messing with the website in terms of trying to hack it, we want to pick up those vibes from the users and we want to provide those to the developer. Okay, we want to make it easy for the developer to catch those vibes. Our flagship MVP is the feedback module. We have that working. The purpose of that module is to gather feature requests and bug reports, and we call that the feedback module. And again, that is working currently. Hey, if you join me tonight, drop me a hello, tell me you're out there, and drop me a chat and say hi. You can learn about me in my free mentoring group up here in the QR code. Also, there's a link to it in the description below. And in that free mentoring group, I have about 7,700 mentees. And we're in there providing value, dropping value daily. And also in there, you'll find out more about me. I've been in cybersecurity for 36 years, well before they called it cyber. I've written many best-selling books on the topic. And I'm here to stand in the gap and to help people do vibe coding securely. Hey 3Ds, I see you out there. Hey, welcome back. We're just getting started. So also within my group, you'll find access to the Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass, of which a lot of this content comes from, but it goes in much more depth on these topic areas. But again, happy to be here, and let's go ahead and get started. So we have this app, as we discussed. This app has a JavaScript front end. It's like a widget that lets the developer drop that into their app. It just takes about a minute for them to install it. They can use NPM. They can also use a React module, and they can also just use straight up JavaScript. So they come to our landing page, they sign up, we take a payment. We've kind of disabled payments on the production site at the moment because it's really not possible to test with test credit cards in production. So soon I'll go ahead and re-enable that, and maybe I'll have a free capability where people can at least come in and kick the tires before they have to pay. Hey Grace, I see you out there. Hey, I appreciate that. All right. I'm just reading your comment here. Love your vibes. Add me on Discord so I can join your next stream. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Hey, the best way, and I see that you're coming to me, Grace, on Twitch. I do try to stream each night at 8. I'm not sure. I don't have a Discord for this activity. We keep everything in my school group, and that's where I keep my conversations. You're welcome to join me. Just check out the QR code up here and also link in the description. You'll find out more about my group. It's free, but inside of there, you'll find other resources that are not free, including a Secure Vibe Coding Masterclass. Anyway, glad to have you, Grace. Thanks for joining us. You can also catch me on YouTube, and you can set a notification there for my live streams, and in that way you'll get notified when I'm going live. But I try to go every night at 8 p.m., except lately, of course, we had Christmas, and then also I was sick right before Christmas, which didn't help. But anyway, I'm back in the saddle, and we are rocking and rolling again. All right, so here we go. We have a long list of features that we've been working on for this app, and man, we've been at this about 40 hours now, maybe a little longer. So we've got about a week's worth of work in this spread out over about a month, because we do about 1 hour a day. And the purpose of me doing that is just kind of to demonstrate that you guys can do this part-time, right? You don't have to start your day job. In fact, I wouldn't recommend you quit your day job until you get some money coming in. But it is very possible, and we're going to demonstrate it. All right. So, but for that 1 week's of activity, about 40 hours, we have accomplished about 4 months worth of output. And I know this because I've been developing apps since I was 10 years old, and I know how long it would take, me to create all of this functionality here. And it would take about 4 months. And we did it in about 40 hours. And if I were just to have a 40-hour stream, we'd be already up to where we're at. And we have a tremendously capable app. It's already ready to go head to head with our competitors and beat most of those competitors already. In fact, last session, we added some exciting functionality. We added some AI functionality within the tool because we are uservibes.os.ai. And the purpose of it is that AI is to help the developer collect these vibes and make sense of them and use AI to kind of enrich that user feedback. Okay, so we'll demonstrate that tonight. It's working really well. But I want you to know that at the tail end of the last session, which was about 5 days ago, the tail end of it, I went ahead and pushed up a PR to a pull request to GitHub to merge all of those changes into main. And to my surprise and actually delight, our workflow is working well, and we ended up with many issues that we need to resolve tonight. So I decided just to stop on that. I didn't touch a thing. I want you guys to see these issues, and then we want to go ahead and fix them tonight. Okay. So we have, just by way of reminder, a couple sessions ago, about a week ago, we put in 2 workflows that run automatically whenever we try to do a pull request into GitHub and try to merge our code into main. The first one is just a code review, and it does best practices, but it also has been programmed to look at our security skills that we set up in Claude Code and make sure that we're still maintaining that high standard. Okay, what am I talking about? For those who are coming by here and just learning about me, I have released what I call the Secure Vibe Coding OS on GitHub. Okay, you could find it, link in the description. Okay, and this is a free security starter kit for Next.js. It's the most secure starter available. And what I mean by that is you get all of this stuff for free when you just install it. It'll take you about 15-20 minutes. And in the middle of here are all of the security batteries, I like to call it. The security batteries come included here. So you get all of this stuff for free. Okay, you start out with like a 95% secure system right out the gate, and that's pretty darn good. And then in addition to that, I added a bunch of security skills up under the Claude folder here because we use and we love Claude Code. Okay, so I put a bunch of security skills in here for you. And so anytime we're working with Claude Code, it knows what this stuff is. It knows how to do things securely. Okay, then so we start with the secure baseline. As we're prompting, we use these keywords and it will invoke these security settings for us. And often it will just do it without us even using the keywords because it knows better. But just to be sure, okay, the last thing we do is, we do 2 things. We regularly run security scans because I also gave you a list of security agents under here. So you can just put in Claude Code, to run a comprehensive security assessment, and it'll fire up these agents and it will give you a really quality security scan and assessment. And it uses a third party for that because we just don't want to keep using AI to check AI. So we use a static scanner called SemGrep. Okay, and that's all in here. We did that a few weeks ago. And then the last thing that we do is whenever we push it into GitHub, we have these 2 workflows. Like I said, one is a code review, which just looks for best practices, but also invokes these security skills and makes sure that we're following them. And then the second thing we do as an additional layer is we run a security assessment. There's a built-in security tool within Claude Code called Secure/Review or Secure-Review. So for example, if we're in Claude Code right here, I could just run this command /security review. See it right here at the top? Okay, but I also can run that as a pull up in GitHub, and I have an agent running up there, and it runs in the cloud 24/7. And whenever code is checked in as part of a pull request, it fires off that security review. So see, we have all these layers of security, guys. Like bad guy has to come through all of those layers in order to get to our data. That's why we are secure vibe coders. That's what's different about this channel than anywhere else that you're going to see. No one's even going to take 5 minutes talking about security on these other channels. And that's a shame. But that's an opportunity for us because we're going to go out there and we're going to change the world one app at a time. And eventually we'll teach those guys too. Okay. All right. Now, so let's get at it. We ran this workflow ran for us. And here's the summary of the issues. Okay. So we've got here's the changes we put in, all that AI conversation, full screen modal. Got all of that working well at the last session. We'll demonstrate that here in a moment once we fix all this stuff. But right now I want to focus on the comprehensive PR review. Okay, and here's the executive summary. There's a number of significant security issues, and then again, there was a second review at the bottom that found even more. All right, so we've got some critical security issues. We have unauthenticated public AI actions. Okay, so right again, about 5 days ago when we were doing all this work, AI created these convex endpoint, and it did not put authentication on it. So we caught that as part of our PR review. Now, see, if you weren't running like PR reviews, which most people are not, then you would just push this into production and then you would get hacked because you wouldn't even know that you had these public AI actions that were available. That means that anyone that finds these, they can call these and they can run up your AI bill. Okay. So you can end up with like, $1,000 bill. Now, here's another pro tip for you. Okay. As an additional layer, what you want to do is whenever you set up API keys within Anthropic or any, ChatGPT or whatever you're doing, you want to put a monthly budget on those. For me, I put like $200, right? So because I know that these APIs usually bounce around like, I don't know, for a decent app, it'll run like $40, $50 maybe in a month. But if that thing spikes up over 200, I want to shut it down. Okay, so that's like an additional safety net. So that way, but still, that would be annoying to spend $200 that you didn't have to spend, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to fix it. But I want you to know that as a safety net, you always want to have a monthly budget that's limited on your APIs. If you don't do that and you're putting code out there in the world, somebody's going to find something and then you're going to have a bad day. Okay, because you're going to get an email from your API provider saying, hey, thank you for giving us $3,000 and here's the invoice. And you need to pay it or else we're going to block your account. And that's a bad day, guys. So you never want that to happen, right? So do both, right? Scan, check this stuff, fix it, but then also always have that safety net. Okay, always. All right, so here we have unauthenticated. That should be easy enough for it to fix. It even gives a recommendation of how to fix it, okay? The second thing is it's missing input validation on the conversation history, okay? And what this means is, again, a user could put in 1,000 messages into the conversation. They could just script it up. And that would be very expensive API call for us, right? And then that's how, if we don't have that limit or we don't have input validation preventing that, then we're going to have a bad day. Here's another one, no rate limiting on the AI endpoints. So again, people can just hit this public, the combination of it being public and then no rate limiting on it. That's how we end up with the big bill. Okay, and this says right here, it's combined with number one. That's the one we talked about up above. Okay, conversation history is stored without sanitization. What that means is like somebody could put JavaScript into the AI conversation, and if we come by and read that ticket on the back end, because remember we like now have the history of the AI in the ticket, and if we read that as an administrator and there's JavaScript in there, then we could suck that down in our browser and we could fall victim of what's called a cross-site scripting attack, an XSS attack. Okay, and that's where the attacker hacks us, the developer, by putting specially crafted JavaScript within the history of the chat. You know, you think like, who would do that, right? A hacker would do that because they know if an administrator like me comes around and looks and tries to look at that chat history and it has JavaScript in it, and if we as a developer haven't protected against that, again, we have a bad day. So see, these are the little subtleties of cybersecurity that nobody's talking about, right? This is how companies get hacked every day. Not us though, not on my watch, right? So I'm going to help you guys. Again, we've got the Secure Vibe Coding OS. It's got all these security skills in it. We've got these workflows now. And so all of this stuff is like, you know, super helpful, but you have to employ it, right? You have to know how to employ it. You need to pay attention to it when you do have it deployed like we are. Okay, the next one is we have some high priority issues. There's a database query issue. This is called an M+1 issue. It basically means that, for example, if we had 10 projects, we're running this inefficient loop here that does n queries. So however many projects we have, however many feature requests we have for those projects, it will like run a query for each one. And that's very computationally expensive. And all of these database providers, or even Convex, they charge you if you start to hit over a certain number of transactions. So you want to be efficient with that. And you don't want to have things like this because it can, again, rack up your bill in your database. It also can slow down the dashboard loading. Now, I think we fixed this. So this right here, it even says the PR mentions fixing this, but the code still shows a loop pattern, interestingly. Okay, so AI probably lied to us and said that it fixed it, but then when it came back and reviewed it again, it admitted that now there's still a loop pattern in there, so we want to make sure we check that. And then the last one here, I think there's two more. The last one is missing, or the second to last is missing error handling. So whenever we want to have error handling in here, we don't want to fail with exceptions. Okay, so we want to say something like right here, I'm sorry, I encountered an error. Please try again, or close this dialogue. You don't want to just throw up and give an error on the page, right? And we've talked about that before, because that gives too much information to the bad guys. Okay, so here's a recommended fix right here. Okay, and then it also found that we have we've hard coded in the model. Now, you remember last time, 3Ds, we put in that Haiku 4.5, but best practice is to have a fallback just in case this thing gets deprecated, okay? And because these models get deprecated. And by the way, here's another pro tip. If you're an Anthropic fan or whoever you are, you need to sign up for the deprecation notifications. Like that's an email that you need to get as a developer, because what'll happen is these models, every 6 months or so, they deprecate them. So believe me, like they'll come out with a Haiku 6 point something at one point, and they'll deprecate all of these previous ones, like 4.5 and below. And one day your users will start complaining and your app is broke, and it'll take you an hour or so to figure out that, oh crap, like my model's it's been turned off. It's no longer supported by the AI providers. Okay, so it's best practice to go ahead and put a fallback in there. Okay. All right. And then there were some code quality issues that it found too. Inconsistent error messages, missing JS doc comments. So some of the functions don't have comments on them. So these are just code quality things. Also a little bit of TypeScript issues. Okay, but it does say that we have all these security strengths. Okay, it's talking about like all this good stuff that we're doing. Okay, but like we've got to fix these bad things. Now I'll jump down here. There was one other review, this other PR here, where it found these critical vulnerabilities. Now we've already discussed many of these, but there's a few new ones in here. Okay, and we need to, like this cross-site scripting protection, we need to like address all of this. Now, you'll recall, like about a week ago, we ran these PR tests and they were clean. Okay, so these changes that we put in 5 days ago is what caused all of this. Now, these never made it into main because the pull request failed. because these tests were still open. Okay, and there's a recommendation in here says do not do not merge these. Okay, so let's go back to Claude Code and say, okay, that PR that you provided has a number of security and code quality issues. I want you to review that PR comments in detail, develop a plan, and start fixing those comprehensively, and make sure that you fix the intent and the veracity of the actual ticket itself. Okay. You guys have a great Christmas. Oh, it's already asking us. Do you want to? It wants to view it. Yes. Now it uses the GitHub command here to go out and view the comments on that pull request 5, which it gave us a link to up here. Okay, so it knows it's number 5. Now it's going to read all that stuff that we read, but much faster. And look what it did. It already came up with a checklist. Okay, fix critical issue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, high priority, code quality. It's going to fix all of it. Now this will take a few minutes, I'm sure. Now, while it's doing that, let's show the people the app. Okay, so where are we at? All right, here's the current state of the app. Here's the landing page. And this is just my local site. You can go out to uservibesOS.ai, but you won't see the very latest code because we haven't pushed it up and merged it yet. So pay attention here. You'll see the latest code. So we've got our landing page looking pretty good. Okay, here's all the features that we have. Okay, still looking, everything's looking good. Here's nice and clean. Okay, and then we go to our dashboard here in the back end. This is what it looks like. Okay, so we have security events, we have feature requests, we have bug reports and comments from our users. They're all part of the feedback module. Okay, and inside of this feedback module, we have this capability. We can first of all, you could see the developer could set up several projects. We'll probably gate limit this based on price. So maybe they could set one up for free, and even that one maybe will only allow them to put like 10 comments in it or something, or 10 feature requests. We want them to use the tool for free, but then we very quickly want them to drop a credit card down when they see the value. Okay, but you go inside of a project and you can actually see the feedback board. It comes in as a feed. Both these are ideas. You see the little light bulb. And then we also have bug reports that come in as well. Okay, both of them are functioning very well. And then if you click on one of these, you can see it expands over here like email. And you'll notice that here's one that came in last week when we were testing. Okay, so AI analyzed that feature request and gave us some really good context and the friction points. You'll recall that from last time. Here's the actual conversation. AI is asking them, like trying to get to the intent. Again, guys, this is super valuable. Like none of the competitors are doing it to this level. Okay. And then here's, this was what we called, I forget the guy's name, but who handed us this. And it was his idea to put in a handoff prompt. And so AI gave us this, so now we can copy paste this prompt and put it back into our Claude Code to fix this actual, or to implement this feature request. How cool is that? So this is a very rich, capable, functioning app, production ready. We just got to get these security things cleaned up. Okay, so once we get these feedbacks here, we can promote these. I went back in and clicked on it. We can promote this to our backlog so we can start working it. Once it goes on the backlog, we work it like a Kanban board, so we can drag things around, right? Just like developers are used to doing. And then once we get it over here to the done, we can actually promote it to a change log. Okay, so that works. Here's this. I haven't seen this work yet. This is where AI is supposed to come in and actually cluster these together, these jobs, cluster these feature requests and these bug reports so that we work on the root problems and can kill multiple birds with one stone. Okay, we also have the change log capability. Like I was saying, we could generate change logs from those completed items on the board. We can get our comments in, we can moderate them. Just super valuable stuff. Let me go check on my AI again, make sure it's not waiting on me. Okay, it's already making its way through the list. It's fixed most of this stuff already. That's awesome. Okay, so here's what the demo looks like. But we also have like a little demo site that we've set up. Same thing, you can see it right here. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's all color coordinated. And where that comes from is over in the settings. You can actually set these colors. Okay, and it's all synced with Convex in the back end. Very cool app. Definitely worth $20 a month to a developer and a whole lot more. Okay, so 20 is just where we're starting. Once we keep stacking this functionality and add other modules in, then the price will go up, I promise you. Okay, but you always want to have a reasonable, attainable entry point. Around $20 is a good one. You want a free option just to taste it, but then you want to very quickly get into that $20 one. Then ultimately where you want them to be is around $100 a month. So it's your job as a developer to stack enough functionality in there so that that's the case. Then for your enterprise users that want like much more functionality, then you can charge them way more than $100. You can charge them sometimes upwards of $1,000 a month. Okay, like if it's an unlimited use license, from an enterprise like development shop, oh yeah, they'll gladly pay $1,000 a month. And how many of those clients do you need to be happy? 10? Like you had 10 of those, you'd probably quit your day job, I promise you. Okay, go full time. You get to that 100K a year mark, it's time to quit your day job and go full time in on your dream, on your app. Okay, so we'll see how it goes with this app, but I know that there's enough potential in here. We can easily achieve that. We either get 10 clients paying $1,000 a month, which again, that'll probably take a bit. We have to stack a lot of functionality for that. And that's an enterprise client, right? Because they just put it on their corporate credit card and they don't care. So they just budget in 10 grand a year. And each one of those clients, that's what we do. Now, be short of that, we're going to need 100 clients paying $100 a month. We can get there that way too. That's very reasonable. Or we need 1,000 clients, or actually 100. We need 500 clients paying $20 a month, 19. And one way or the other, we got to get there. And so it's a whole lot easier to stack value and get less clients. Okay, so this is the math and the way the maths, as they say, in the economy of SaaS. Okay, it's exciting stuff, guys. If you can build a SaaS app that has product market fit, it's easy to make money with it. Now, letting people know about you is not so easy. There are multiple ways you can do that, and we're going to be doing that in the coming weeks. Okay, so we're going to start to launch this, and I'll be talking more about that. Okay, where are we at? Back here. Okay, it's running TypeScript checks, fixing issues. It's just about done with that list, but that was honestly, it looks like the first list. I'm not seeing the second list of security issues being looked at, and I'm going to tell it here in a minute to do it as well. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if these changes broke something in the app. That's why every time we do changes like this, we're going to have to go back and play with the app I was clicking around the app while it was making these changes, and it didn't seem to introduce any errors. So, but we'll click around, but don't be surprised if it does, because that's just the nature of development. One step forward, two steps back. Sometimes it's what it feels like, or two steps forward, one step back. Hopefully, and then you keep going forward. Okay, still checking TypeScript errors. Again, you guys have a good Christmas. Okay, it says everything's been fixed, but let's. I'm gonna when it finishes, I'm gonna tell it to go back and review the second PR review, and it was called. Just so I refresh my memory, it was called security review. Okay, so here. We might already be talking about that. Fixed all 8 critical security issues identified in the PR review. Oh, okay. It looks like it combined all of that stuff because that PII detection was in there. But I don't see the cross-site request forgery. Okay, it's asking now, do you want to commit this? I'm going to say, confirm that you also fixed the security review portion of the comments in that PR, and I've copy pasted the comment or the header for that right here. I just wanted to confirm that it addressed that as well. It actually did that faster than I thought it would. So that means tonight we're not getting nerfed. I'm telling you, in previous sessions, I could sense it when we're getting nerfed by these providers. We're getting faked. They return prematurely, and they tell you that they're done, and they're not done, and then you have to go figure out that they're not done, and then it's just frustrating. That's how they spread it around, and without putting more chips in place. The chips are, these NVIDIA cards are expensive. So they have so many thousand of them, and once they're out, they start nerfing it. I mean, what are they going to do? They can't install new ones on the fly. So it's just unfortunate. I wish they'd be honest with us and give us a banner or something saying, "Hey, performance is being degraded during this time." That would be nice. If they were just honest about it, but they aren't. It's up to us to kind of sense it and feel it, and that's just stupid. But what are you going to do? These guys are the best. It sucks that they have to do that, though. Okay, so it says right here, all 22 vulnerabilities are addressed. It's ready to commit. Okay, sweet. All right. Okay, well, let's poke around a little bit. Let's make sure that we didn't break the site terribly. I mean, we can recover from a lot of things, but I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole if we did break something. Okay. Okay, there's an error. It says you've already voted on that. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. That was probably already there. Let me vote on a different one that I didn't vote on already and see what it does. Okay, all right, it recorded that vote successfully. Okay, all that's looking good. Let's go ahead and just make sure the AI chat is still working well. What we didn't check last time was the bug reports, the AI functionality of that. So I'm going to go ahead and run through one here. You could see enter a bug report. It says to start here. Okay. And I could tell right off the bat, I don't like how the modal functionality is not right on this is just a bug that we did discover last time. So I'm going to skip all of that for now, and I'm going to just get down here and actually interact with it. Okay, we'll fix that here in a second. Okay. Okay, so we're on the bug report. The blue button is not working. I'm going to try to be vague. Look here. I'm sorry I encountered an error. Please try again or close this dialog. Okay, that's not cool. All right. It's good to know, though, we have an error here. Oh, just crashed anti-gravity, and that's the first time that's happened to me. I've been running it for weeks, and it's never crashed on me. That's interesting. It's probably a memory leak or something. The other one, like Windsurf, was crashing on me almost daily, so that's why I had to get off of it. That's interesting. npm run dev. npm run npx convex dev. Just firing this thing back up. Never seen anti-gravity crash on me. cd into the test site. npm run dev. Okay, 3002. Okay. Honestly, that could have been what the error was about. Like maybe it had crashed underneath and was just hanging. Let's try that website again. Localhost refused to connect. Okay, what's up with that? Localhost refused to connect. Okay, hold on. I changed the port on this to be 3000 before. So what we'll do is we'll run it again. npm run dev. Okay, 3001, and then I'll kill this first one. I don't need that anymore. So now I come in here. Okay, that'll work. Okay, now let's see if dashboard's still working. Okay, all that seems to be working. Let's try to put another, this time let's put a regular idea in, feature request, not a bug report. Okay. And I know I had this working last week to where the modal was full screen. So I'm a little aggravated to see that it's currently not full screen. I wonder if, hold on a second, let me see if I was in here on the demo when I saw that last time. Yeah, see how this is full screen? That's the desired effect. Okay, okay, all right. So it's not as bad as I thought. There is an issue, but it should be easier to fix. Okay, I want a blue button. Okay, so the whole AI thing is now broke. Okay, all right, so here, let's try again to get a screenshot of this. And let's go into here, type quad. Okay, I want to resume. Previous conversation of 5 minutes ago. Okay. Okay, it looks like those changes we've put in place totally broke the AI conversation capability. As you can see, it just comes up and says it has an error now. It's too restrictive. So help me debug that with logs or whatever you need. Take a look at the convex console logs, which we can see here. Okay, let's see if there's any other logs, like in terms of the test site doesn't have any errors. And neither does the main site. It's all in convex. Okay, so it should be easy for it to sort that out. Okay, it sees the issues, the TypeScript errors are blocking the deployment. Okay, it's going to go ahead and fix that. Hide that. Okay, anti-gravity. Yeah, now see, since I restarted the session, I'm gonna have to give it permissions on everything that it's trying to ask me because we restarted Claude. Okay, so those of you who are curious, I use anti-gravity, but then I use Claude Code within anti-gravity. I find that to be the best setup. You get the best of both worlds. But I'm telling you, it's the first time I've seen in 3 weeks or 4 weeks that anti-gravity's crashed on me. I mean, I've literally had it up and not even had an issue. And I've got like 5 of them open. So, and I've got a pretty beefy Mac, but like I couldn't do that on Windsurf. Like it was crashing. If not every day, every couple days. And so that's why I had to get off of it. So I'm a little surprised to see. But hopefully that won't happen often. Or I'm gonna have to get off these guys to go back to VS Code. VS Code never crashed. Do not show that error in the user interface. Only show it at the console on the server in convex. See, it tried to sneak another security issue in. And that would have got caught, as part of the PR, but like, why waste that time? Yeah, this would have been an issue. Like, you don't want to spit the error message out to the user because if it's an attacker, then you're just helping them out. Okay, this convex command here pushes the schema changes of convex and the endpoints and stuff. It pushes it into the deployment server or the development server. Excuse me. Okay, let's try it again. A blue button. Okay, got it. A blue button. That's a start. Help me understand where you're trying to do with it. Okay, all right. So that's all functioning now. So we've seen how this works. It's going to have a conversation with us, and it's ultimately going to end up in the back end. Let me make sure it goes all the way to the back end. And in fact, before I even do that, let's do it on a bug report. Okay. The blue button on the dashboard is not working. Sounds frustrating. It says we told it to be empathetic. Can you help me understand what you're trying to accomplish when you clicked on that blue button? What were you hoping would happen? It should just work. He says, I hear you. It definitely should just work. When you clicked on the blue button, what actually happened instead? Did nothing occur or did something unexpected happen? It just crashed the web page. Oh, wow, it says. That's really frustrating. So the page completely crashed. Did you see any error message? No error messages. Look, I don't have time for this. Just take that info and submit it. It's asking one quick thing. Does this happen every time you click? Yes. Okay. So there it's creating the submission and it went somewhere. Oh, up here. Okay, so put all of this up here and then all you have to do is hit submit bug report. Okay, so it submitted it. Now let's see what it looks like on the back side. Okay, so we've got this new bug report come in. Notice it's red. When we click on it, we get all of our information. We are not seeing the history on the bug reports like we are on the feature request. Okay. Okay, it's looking good, but we are not seeing all of the detailed AI information and chat dialogue and handoff prompt on the bug reports that we are actually seeing on the feature request. So review how we are showing the feature requests on the back end in the feedback feed, and make sure that we replicate all of that functionality for the bug reports. Okay, so I'm going to tweak these things before we try to push it up there. In fact, I might as well go ahead and push it up there because it's going to take, 5 to 10 minutes to run that PR test. So I'll probably just go ahead and get that going as soon as it comes back and hopefully fixes this. Now, remember, we have AI chatbots on the feature request and the bug reports. So what I did was I just tested the other one. We had not tested the bug reports before. So now we know that's working, then the other one should be working as well. Okay, so it's compacting the conversation right now. Okay, let's see if they've improved it. Okay, so this is the feature request. We want this Y analysis. Okay, it's not there yet. Yeah, I see your comment here, 3Ds. I'm dropping up here for others to see it. Yeah, hey, what are you going to do, man, right? Yeah, it looks like you had a good time at Christmas, too. That's great to hear. Yep. It is frustrating though when you have like 4 or 5 windows open and you got all this state saved, and then all of a sudden it crashes, and then you gotta load it all back up. These compacting of the conversations is still taking a long time. See, Anthropic claimed 2 weeks ago that they had resolved that issue, and they made a whole bunch of people mad. I saw like a whole bunch of blog articles, people saying this is stupid. Why are you doing this? And sure enough, they pulled it back, and now I guess they're re-engineering it. And but I would be happy if they could improve that situation somehow, because it took 3 minutes for that to do its thing. And even then, we know it's a lossy process. Like compacting is a nasty thing. Like it's a problem that we have to resolve in this AI before it goes forward much further, because we're filling these context windows up so quickly, especially with MCPs and stuff. It's not even funny. Okay, it's off checking why that stuff's not showing up. Conversation history, the Y analysis. It says it's set up to properly display it, but it's not. So it's still searching. Okay, here we go. Now it's saying it's done. No, it's still not showing. Let me refresh the page just to be sure. As you can see, there is no Y analysis and no chat history here in the ticket for the bug report, as there is with feature request. Go ahead and search the database and make sure for that particular ticket that we do have chat history and such. Looks like it's struggling to read the database just because it's forgotten how to call it, which is frustrating. Again, this is just, every time you talk to AI, it's got amnesia, right? So like it wasn't choking like this a week ago, but that context is gone. That's the problem with compacting. query the Convex database and let's sort this out. I had to stop it because it was just sitting there spinning, doing nothing. No, do not add new code just to search the database. Run the command line for Convex to query the database. Remove that new code that you just added. It's not needed. Okay, it's starting to nerf it on me. Okay, now it looks like it's figuring it out. Okay, the bug report was created on this very recently, but there's no Y analysis record for it in a database, and only 2 analysis records exist, whether for this bug report. Let me check what feature request exists and understand which ones have the analysis. Okay, right here. Found the root cause. The AI processing job for the bug report failed with this error. Value does not match validator. Okay. The validator incorrectly requiring the situation to be a V string instead of an optional. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so it found it. We're going to have to run it again. This is good. It's checking if there's any other places with the same issue, and it's going to fix them too. See, that input validation we put in was a little too tight, and that's normal. That's why you got to test everything again. Now, if this keeps happening, what you could do is you could build a test script that will test this stuff, but it's very expensive computationally to generate that and then to run it all the time. So you just want to be selective with that. You don't want to do it for every function because you'll never finish your app and it'll just bloat up to be unmanageable. But again, if it becomes a pain, and it is an option, it is a tool in your toolkit that you can use, a testing harness, and you can actually check for critical functions that they are running properly after changes. But again, how do you know which are critical? And you don't want to do it for everyone because again, you'll never complete your app. Often apps will have, somewhere 50 to 70% test coverage, even when they try to do testing formally. And, I never found all that much value in it. I typically just test the apps myself, but I find it to be faster, but your mileage may vary. Okay. All right. So let's try another one. Oh, it's asking me if I want it to test. Sure. It looks like it's going to try to use the chat interface itself and go ahead and insert a ticket. I don't. I'm just curious if this will work. If it doesn't, then we'll do it ourselves. Oh, it says now it can't. Yeah, no kidding. All right, let me try it then. Still need to fix this scroll issue. The green button is not working now on the homepage. The green button is now not working on the homepage. The green button, when I click it on the homepage, it just crashes. Every time I try it, it crashes the page. I'm in a hurry, so can you just go ahead and submit that? Every time I try to click the green button, it crashes the homepage every time. Yeah, I'm in a hurry, so just go ahead and submit this. Ah, my voice thing is screwing up. The whole app crashes. Right away, or did it? Or just started. This is all valuable information it's trying to get out of me, but I just ain't got time on testing it. Please submit. Okay. Now, we should get all that chat and all this analysis on the back end. Okay, so let's see. Nope. Oh, here it is. All right. Motivation, friction points. Okay, but I'm not seeing the. Okay, I'm getting a 45% confidence because it really couldn't finish the conversation. That's all good. I'm going to confirm that. But I'm not seeing the handoff and the AI chatting. That's improved. That is improved, but I'm still not seeing the AI chat history or the AI prompt handoff. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check the feature requests because I have the feeling it's broke as well. And we just happen to be seeing it only on the user reports. uh, Look at this. It gave me an error at the end of that dialogue. Okay, let's look in here. Okay, we have new convex errors. Rate limited exceeded. Wait 12 seconds before continuing the conversation. That's what happened there. Okay, that's interesting. What it did was the rate limiting kicked in and it just gave me a generic error. We need to tell it to adjust that, but I was trying to chat my way through it really quick, and it caught the rate limiting, which is interesting. It's actually a feature, not a bug. All right, where are we at? Back to here. Did we hit submit? No, didn't hit submit yet. Okay, hit submit. Okay, come on, show me the analysis. Okay, here it comes. Yeah, see, we lost everything that was after this. Okay, hopefully it's working on that back here. When you manually fill out the form fields without using the chat, there's no conversation history to display. All right, hold on a second, guys. Okay. I had to get my had to restart my voice agent because it's starting to annoy me. All right, it's working now. I found the issue, blah, 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 when you manually fill out. I have been using the AI dialogue and not completing the form manually. We broke this when we put all of that rate limiting and validation in place. Okay, so now I am getting the AI analysis, but I'm not getting the chat dialogue or the handoff prompt like we used to before we started today. I have confirmed this is both for bug reports and feature requests. Okay, it says it found a bug. Wait, did we change something with that today? Because again, this was working before you made these changes earlier. I want you to confirm that this was due to changes we made today. Again, I'm not convinced that you fixed this. It was working before we put these security fixes in place. Okay, here we go. The old submission with conversation history had no end user ID field, which means it was submitted using API key authentication, not JWT mode. Okay. Okay, how about the AI handoff, prompt handoff? Okay. Okay, let's try it again. I know what I understand what it's trying to tell me. It's telling me that when I was testing before, I was in this demo mode. Okay, and that functionality was working, but now that I'm trying it over here on the real, it's not, and that's good. That's good to know. All right, let's try it again. I want an export button on the dashboard. The export button will allow me to export in CSV mode so that I can use a Excel spreadsheet to create a report. I'm creating these reports for my boss, and I want to have the security events in it. How often are you putting it together? Weekly. I'm manually copying them currently. Usually takes me about 5 minutes. It usually takes me about 5 minutes. That's it. Please submit. Try again. Try again. I'm hitting the rate limiting. It's frustrating. Try again. Now we are getting this error after successive chatting. The rate limiting is too restricting. We need to loosen that up. Need to dial this in, guys. It's got to be right. And it's frustrating, but this is the process. So you have something, it's loose, you have security vulnerabilities. You tighten up the security on it until it breaks, basically, and then you back it off a couple notches. And right here, it increased the AI rate limit from 5 requests a minute to 20 per 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to refresh that and try again. I would like a export button to print, export CSV so that I can print it in a Excel spreadsheet on the dashboard. I want to export the security events so I can put in a report for my boss. I need all of the security events, including what type they are and the date, time, stamps, all of that. I find myself weekly needing to do this, and it takes me about 5 minutes to do it manually. Yes, I'm copy pasting from the dashboard currently. Okay. All right, I created it. Okay, put all that in. Okay, submit the idea. Okay, now let's go look at it. Fingers crossed, guys. Yep, there it all is. There's the history, or there's the dialogue, and here's the handoff prompt. Okay. Okay, cool. All of that worked. Now, there's one other annoying thing that's bothering me. I noticed that within the demo panel of the dashboard for the project, for the feedback, we fixed this last time to where we have a full screen modal that's at the page level using a portal mechanism for the modal. That works within that demo panel, but it does not work on our test site currently. I don't know if it's because we need to call our test site, call the widget in a different manner, maybe give it a different flag or something. Review the test site code and make sure that we are calling that properly, because again, the modal is restricted to the widget itself. It is not breaking out to the page level like it should, as it does in the demo page. Okay, at this point, I'm going to put it in plan mode because I don't want it off changing a bunch of stuff, but I want to see what it comes up with. Okay, it says it found the root cause, but I want to see more. Remember, this already works on the demo page, so I want a simple fix for the test site. And it's compacting again. I'm gonna fire off another one, Claude. Okay, we just submitted a bunch of security fixes for previous pull request number 5. I want you to make a new commit with the changes that are new, and I want you to adjust then and make adjust that pull request number 5 with that new commit. Let's push those changes up and see what our security results are now. Okay, so it committed those 8 security fixes. Okay, we're going to push that up, and what that'll do is that'll push those fixes and update the PR5. Okay, the commit's been pushed, and now we should get a new scan. Provide the new link, or provide another link to that PR5. Okay, so now I should be able to click on that. Okay, so about a minute ago, it was another commit was pushed. Yeah, this was last week's comment. Last week's security review, and we should be getting a new one. Where's that? 4 checks passed. Okay, here we go. No way it went that fast. This is all the stuff from last time. Yeah, that was succeeded last week. Okay, hold on a second. Bot code review. Pull requests. There's 2 of them. Okay. Okay. This is showing me stuff from last week. I'm only seeing the workflow results from last week on that pull request. Shouldn't we get another workflow? Shouldn't both of those workflows go again since we pushed this new commit? I'm not seeing them. Okay. No, PR5 has not been merged. PR5 has not been merged. Go ahead and push that commit to that feature request and update PR5. The way it works is whenever you push a pull request, it'll make a feature branch and it makes the commits into that feature branch. That's what it should have done here, but maybe I didn't tell it to do it right. So now it's going to update that feature branch. We say yes. That should kick off another scan. Okay, now it's pushed it. Remote branch now shows. Now includes the security fixes. Okay, so this should trigger automatically the workflows. Let's see. Last week. References commented last week. Yeah, I don't like this right here. It says you're all set. The branch has been merged. Right here, it merged the commit. It looks like it merged the commit 6 minutes ago, and that was not correct. Regardless, go ahead and create a new pull request on these changes. I want to see a new workflow. Okay, so I've created a new pull request. It's number 6. Well, Claude Code did for me. There's the link. I also saw this. I saw this message in the Git logs. It looks like we've changed this location of the Git repo because we put an S in it. It's user vibes OS. So go ahead and update the remote so that we don't get this error anymore. That looks correct. Yeah, before it didn't have an S in it. Now it has an S in it, so we're good. Okay, so we won't see that error anymore. That's when we renamed our site a couple weeks ago. It was just kind of giving us a warning. Okay, now let's go look at that new PR. We'll wrap this up here, guys. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're running these 2 checks. Here's our code review and our security review. Both of them have started. Okay, let's see what's going on over Claude Code now. Okay. We had this up here, planning, testing steps. Okay. Files to modify. Okay, we're gonna leave that for now. This is the fix for that portal stuff. I'm gonna leave that right now. Let's see if these scans come back clean, and then we're gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night. Because I think we've had enough fun for the night. Who's still with me? 3Ds, I know you're out there. Who's still with me? Grace, you still here? Okay, here it comes. I see some updates coming in here. Okay, what's going on here? Let's go back up to the top. That was the security review. Authentication bypass in AI actions. One, two. Okay, this because we changed it from 5 to 20 and it's complaining, or the comments weren't updated, so it's telling us that that's a security mismatch. It's not true. Okay, prompt injection detection is bypassable. Okay, it's at least given a better approach. You just wonder why I didn't do it. It's because we were getting nerfed. PI detection only warns, it doesn't redact. Okay, they seem to be less. There are still security issues here, but they're less significant. And let's see how the code review is still running. No, that was the Claude review. The security review is still running. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. Okay, so all that stuff was fixed. That was our comments. That's not accurate. Okay, so here's the security review portion of it. All right, so we'll address this tomorrow night. There's still some security issues here that we need to get fixed, but they seem to be less critical, even though they call them critical. Some of these we're going to have to validate. This might be like a false positive. This one right here, we know this is a false positive because the it's basically saying the implementation doesn't match the comments. Claude is pretty good about fixing comments as it goes, so it must have, again, we must have been getting nerfed there. Prompt injection bypass or detection is bypassable. Okay, what I'm going to tell it to do tomorrow is, run false positive checks and make sure that you validate each of this before you report it. Okay. Let's see here. Sanitization is not applied to the stored history. Okay, we just added that stored history, and that's probably why it left it out. Okay. Now, what I'm looking for though is the second part of this, which it's still running. Let's see what's doing inside of there. Yeah, it's still running. Okay. All right, guys. So you see what we've got here. Yep, it's been a great session. We made progress, but we've still got security issues to fix. We have to do this. We're not going to just forget about it and put insecure stuff out there. Okay, guys. All right. Hey, I will catch you tomorrow night, same time. I'll go ahead and reschedule this one. And thanks for hanging in here. Very important, critical stuff. All right. Hey, guys. Catch you next time. Until we meet again, be blessed.